gentleman, Mr. Fitz Jackson, was creating quite a stir in Parliament yesterday, and rightfully so. Let's hear this.
Self taking this.
Liberty, where prosperity is not stolen by the corrupt, but let us put Jamaica first. So every citizen can say, with pride, choose Jamaica. Jamaica nice. Choose a corrupt-free Jamaica. Mr. Speaker, I now turn to the other subject of Portmore. Mr. Speaker, Portmore is a community with its people at the center. Much has been said about Portmore over the last 18 months or so, and particularly over the last 5 months. Portmore as a community has been around for well over 60 years. Most persons who have been away from Portmore for anywhere close to 20 years. Upon their return, they are amazed at what has taken place over the period. With all the transformation that we can see, much more is to be done in continuing the efforts to make Portmore a better place in fulfilling Jamaica's 2030 vision. Jamaica, the place of choice to work, live, raise families, and do business. And of course, to enjoy more and better sunshine than any other part of Jamaica. Should clap for that. Yes, we have the best sunshine in Jamaica at Portmore. Mr. Speaker, the people of Portmore find themselves there for many different reasons. Being there, they have decided to do their part to make it the best it can be with the resources that become available as we go along and go forward. In the process, they have mobilized their collective wisdom to improve the space they are and the governance arrangements that they have inherited. In much the same way, Mr. Speaker, that our forefathers were uprooted from Africa against their will, the governance arrangement and structure that they have fashioned is being dismantled by this JLP government by a partisan and self-serving bait and trick ploy that they will be much better off if they are no longer part of St. Catherine, but a parish of their own. What cheap tricks and insults being inflicted on the residents of Portmore. In other words, the JLP government is saying to Portmore residents, your future development can only happen if your municipality becomes a parish. If this insulting argument should hold any merit, then many other growing communities across Jamaica, such as Maypen, Linstead, Negril, Santa Cruz, and the list can go on and on, should become parishes. Because you need parish to be developed. Oh, that logic flow. As the government dishonestly argues that the reason for making Portmore a parish is for its development, the questions being asked for which no credible answers are forthcoming. They ask the question, Mr. Speaker, will becoming a parish cause the roads to be fixed and maintained? Will becoming a parish cause more reliable water supplies? Will becoming a parish cause the communities to be more secure than they are now? Will becoming a parish cause the sewage treatment plant in Greater Portmore to be maintained and the perpetual stench from the pond's end? Will becoming a parish cause us not to have any or less mosquitoes? Will becoming a parish cause less traffic congestion all over Portmore? And the million-dollar question being asked is, if becoming a parish will...
Man can't get crushed, people.
I want to be treated equally.
I'm following the directive of the Speaker. I should state a specific time. You're asking for 20 minutes? 15. 15. Mr. Speaker, I ask that the member be given an additional 15 minutes to complete his presentation.
Yeah, 15 minutes, I agree. 5-0. 5-0 here.
President, is that the member be allowed an additional 15 minutes to complete his presentation? Those in favor? The ayes have it.
50 minutes.
And Madam Speaker, the $1 million question being asked is, if becoming a parish will solve all these problems, why are all the many places across Jamaica that are already in parishes for decades still having many more pressing problems than those in Portmore? As Damien would say, what can go so? As Damien would say, what can go so? But alas, the real intent was revealed, most boastfully, by no other than the former senior member of the Prime Minister's Cabinet, the member from Southwest St. Catherine, and senior officer of the JLP. He spilled the beans. He told the country this: they will make Portmore into a parish, cut away from the rest of St. Catherine with the boundaries that they want. And after then, they will take control of St. Catherine municipality, create a safe seat for the JLP in Portmore that they will never lose. It is of note that the political boundaries stipulated by that member for achieving those goals are exactly what is provided in the Counties and Parish Boundary Act, which they rammed down through the Parliament. If this is not the most classical demonstration of gerrymandering.
Embarrassing. He needs some milk.
Then the most, which they rammed down through the Parliament. If this is not the most classical demonstration of gerrymandering, then the...
Hold them, Uncle Fitz, hold them. Why he can't get crushed? Watch him. He can't sit down. Watch Warmington. I want to go on Juliet. Oh, Juliet so dial up. I want to go on.
But the issue is, he's saying what else in a political platform. Why don't you tell the country broke his son hand when she defend his mother?
Sit down, you old cruff. Sit down, you old barking dog. You Andrew call people dog. I want dog like you. Sit down. Boy, you ejaculate pan people foot allegedly. Sit down.
Member from St. Catherine Southwest. Member from St. Catherine Southwest. Your mic was off, but I could hear you clearly. That's most inappropriate. That's not a point of order.
Are you, Madam Speaker? Are you asking me to withdraw it?
We don't want him abuse there from you.
Are you asking me to withdraw it?
Yes, member.
No. If he can prove that I'm lying, can I withdraw it?
Sit down.
I'm speaking facts.
Sit down.
So I can't withdraw facts.
So you are admitting
Member
that
from
you
St.
were
Catherine.
said-
Member from St. Catherine Southwest. That is not a point of order. Member from St. Catherine Southwest. That's not a point of order.
Hey, boy. Hold them.
Madam Speaker, in the normal...
Please allow the member from St. Catherine Southern to speak.
This is a waste of time asking for that.
Go ahead, member.
Waste of time. I will continue from where I left off. Madam, may I be permitted to speak in some silence?
No decorum, no integrity.
The member from St. Catherine Southwest.
Watch him a ball out. Hit
The
dog holla.
Catherine Southwest, please.
They can't control him, you know. I am run parliament. Watch out. All Orange Changa get up.
The member from St. Catherine Southwest.
Watch out.
This is the last time you'll be spoken to, sir.
Then now nobody can take him out of parliament. Then no security.
Proceed.
My wisdom warriors.
our Jamaica, we have both. We have a security problem and we have a high murder problem. Mr. Speaker, the next People's National Party administration will pursue achieving both continued and accelerated murder reductions and increased security of our people.
Hear this?
In their homes, on the streets, and in their communities. Nothing less can ever be deemed a success. In recent times, we hear this JLP administration's seeming sudden pivot, where they now profess support for social programs. This rings hollow. And there is indeed a synergy between hollow and ring. The PNP and the country have a very reasonable basis for skepticism. This is the same JLP government that, upon taking office in 2016, discontinued or defunded every flagship social intervention initiative inherited from the PNP. The Unite for Change initiative, the Citizen Security and Justice Program, the Peace Management Initiative. The government of Prime Minister Holness spent years dismissing such programs as ineffective. Now, with elections looming, the JLP seemed to adopt the PNP's proven model of combining targeting policing with social investment. While we welcome this pivot, let's be clear, this is not leadership. It is opportunism. And worse, they are poor copycats. Them take Jamaican people for fool.
Talk truth, Mr. Fitz.
No party or government should ever insult the intelligence and wisdom of our people.
Right.
And be allowed to get away with it.
Yes.
We are reminded of the words of the great Peter Tosh. You can fool some of the people some of the time, but you can't fool all the people all the time. That fooling time done, people's time come now.
Let them know, my boss. Let them know.
Institution. No one is denying that Jamaica's crime problem, but we demand accountability.
Where's Sir Robert? A passionate love for corruption. Not true. I saw them stay, man.
And public safety to go hand in hand. The JCF, while striving to serve and protect, must respect the rule of law. In order for us to begin to address crime seriously, citizens and the state need to work hand in hand. This cannot be achieved if there's a low level of trust between citizens and the JCF. What we need is a fully competent, motivated, and resourced team. The next PNP government will accelerate the use of body-worn cameras by members of the JCF. Body-worn cameras protect both civilians and officers. If we can justify their use in low-risk situations abroad, we must demand them here, where the risks are life and death.
Oh, you mean?
Body-worn cameras are essential to show whether the force used was justified, as well as to protect both lives and truth. The inconsistencies revealed through body-worn camera footage in countless instances underscore how vital these tools are, not only for ensuring accountability, but also for protecting the integrity of the justice system. Justice cannot be reduced to hollow rhetoric. It demands concrete, unwavering action. We assure, Mr. Speaker, every Jamaican that any practice of the police that seeks to undermine respect and all that we expect in a free and democratic society will not go unattended. After all, it is the trust and collaboration between the security authorities, inclusive of MOCA and the JDF and others, that is imperative and indispensable in achieving a sustainable, safe, and secure Jamaica. I mentioned earlier the need for a motivated membership of the JCF and others. We note the welcomed increase in the enlistment in the complement of the JCF recently. It has been a long road to get to that level of enlistment. We are also aware that while enlistment has been a challenge, retention was perhaps a greater challenge. In this regard, the next People's National Party administration will prioritize dealing with those issues that will further encourage police officers to remain in the organization. Mr. Speaker, growing up as a child, I recall very well how competitive it was to become a police officer. Being a profession of choice, we must endeavor to once again let being a police officer a career of choice. Mr. Speaker, it is for these reasons that I assure all rank and file members and officers of the JCF that the incoming government of the People's National Party will have your back in your chosen career of service to your country, our country. Jamaica needs the best that you can all offer to be a safe, secure, and harmonious country.
Oh, so this is why somebody was texting me. I won't disclose who it was. That Fitz Jackson took the side of the police. Why Fitz? Me not lie. Some people really upset with their brother saying, no, stand up for the citizens of the Jamaican citizens that are victim of the police. I would love for Mr. Fitz Jackson to come and address those issues. Or address those you know. Why Fitzy, you know, look good, my boss.
Madam Speaker, the recent 30% reduction in murders in 2024
look good.
is a welcome shift after 8 years of escalating violence under the GLP administration. However, this decline follows a grim reality. Under this GLP administration, regrettably, more Jamaicans have been murdered than under any previous two-term administration. Had the government maintained and strengthened the PNP's pre-2016 strategies, it inherited, less people would have been murdered. Indeed, that would have accelerated the downward trajectory begun under the People's National Party. This decline, while encouraging, is fragile. Jamaica's homicide rate remains among the highest globally, compounded by unchecked financial crimes and mass shootings. The JLP's reliance on state of emergency as a blunt instrument that eroded community trust and damaged livelihoods. That has proved disastrous. Their approach mirrored net fishing, indiscriminately sweeping up innocent young men and children while failing to dismantle criminal networks. There is a better way, Madam Speaker. The PNP has long championed a balanced approach to security, one that pairs enforcement with prevention. The new Commissioner, Dr. Blake's recent endorsement of before 70% of violence validates our stance. This spearfishing strategy, combining intelligence-led operations with community engagement, has driven the 2024 decline. Madam Speaker, the opposition had been pleading for this approach for well over 8 years, and it fell on deaf ears.
How do you know how you're doing?
Because the Prime Minister, the de facto Minister of Security, and supported by the former Commissioner of Police, maintained an exclusive, tough-headed, aggressive pursuit of looking tough, exclusive military approach that have only served to plunge the country into a state of deepened insecurity. So, we commend the present Commissioner Dr. Blake for his leadership and the new approach he has brought to the JCF, one which the Minister made mention of today. His approach aligns with our 2023 proposals, which is court-supervised detention of high-risk suspects, expanding the Jamaica Eye Surveillance Network, and yes, we welcome those increases the Minister spoke of today, and balancing enforcement with social intervention. Mr. Speaker, this model respects constitutional rights while delivering results. Mr. Speaker, the global data supports this approach as the most effective in achieving sustainable security for our country. In this regard, I give this Parliament and my fellow Jamaicans the solemn undertaking that the next PNP government will commit the necessary resources to the JCF and its allied entities to ensure continued and widened success in sustained crime reduction and citizens' security. It's not just about reducing crime rates, but also about improving the quality of life and creating conditions where people can feel safe and thrive.
Want to think more that, I Fitz a lawman still, and the PMP a law people them, so them are gonna support the police them, and plus every government want to stick on the police side, but they need to address the clear things them we are going with the injustices of people with people picnic in Jamaica. And the clear corruption in the police force. Yeah, the bad apple them and make the good apple them look bad. So you can't just not address that. And that, Fitz Jackson, you came out and said this. The rest of the party are championing it, so we have to say this I understand. So I really want to know what people think about that in the comment section, yes?
In the recently concluded budget debate, our finance spokesperson and leader of the opposition set out very clearly some of the strategies.
You know me stand already. I stand with the people. I stand with JFJ. Body-worn cameras are needed. And until we get that, all of these killings by the police are under heavy scrutiny. Heavy scrutiny. Alright?
In the recently concluded budget debate, our finance spokesperson and leader of the opposition set out very clearly some of the strategies and programs that the next government we form will be pursuing. Central among them is growing the economy, both in terms of opening new areas of economic activities and expanding existing ones. The increased and sustained safe and secure Jamaica I discussed earlier is but one critical element of our development agenda, not just socially, but also economically. However, these efforts are significantly made more difficult, if not impossible, if corruption or irrefutable and strong perception of corruption remains high. Security cannot flourish without integrity. The Prime Minister himself once declared corruption is a significant retardant to growth. And in preparing for this presentation, Madam Speaker, I refreshed myself on some of the comments that the Prime Minister, Mr. Speaker, I refreshed myself on some of the comments the Prime Minister made during the debate in the passage of the Integrity Commission Act. And I quote, "There is no denying that whilst we have made significant strides as a politically independent country, we could have achieved much more were it not for corruption in many forms. Revenue leakage due to corrupt practices, misuse of public funds, and the overall perception of pervasive corruption, all of which have served to compromise the flow of investment in our country." And he went further, and I quote, "While we all need to take individual responsibility for our actions and endeavor to be agents of change as we do our part in securing a better Jamaica, the role of the legislature is paramount."
Embarrassing.
And last from the Prime Minister. Despite the fall on the corruption index, business and consumer confidence is at an all-time high. It's back then, 2017. Nonetheless, we are acutely aware that corruption has direct links to organized crime, terrorism, and money laundering. This is therefore a serious threat to stability and security. Our national security policy emphasizes the link between crime and corruption. It identifies it as a clear and present danger to our country. Those were from the Prime Minister in the debate of the passage of the Integrity Act. How ironic, then, that this administration now sabotages the very institutions designed to combat corruption.
How ironic indeed. How ironic in well, Mr. Fitz, it come like he touch upon everything, bro. Touch upon corruption, he touch upon body worn cameras, he touch upon so many things. Ladies and gentlemen, I don't know what is going on with the internet. It's like somebody has planted a bug in my laptop. Every single time I come on StreamYard, come on OBS, it keep dropping. The people them keep falling off. We can never reach 100 person. I use the something. At this point, more I want a new device because I feel like them plant on bugging on my device now. So like conspiracy though. No man, make my channel under attack, man. Make my channel literally under attack at this point. People make me know what they think in the comment section. Because I have it on my phone and I watch it and it's something does a drop. Right? And when me talk now, see it there, it's like them a listen to me and then make me think gone up again. Me I get frustrated, brother. Them really frustrating. Because me a flow, but my internet now flow. Literally. Pun intended. Pun intended. Sure. Let me know what you think about that in the comment section here, man.